Today, 10 fonts that you must be using as a graphic designer, but also 10 fonts that you should stay away from as a designer. What is up people, welcome back to Satori Graphics, the home of graphic design content right here on YouTube. Today I have 10 awesome fonts, but also then 10 fonts that I think you should stay away from. See how many of these fonts you're aware of, and how many you actually use in your graphic designs. The first awesome font is a neat font in the name of Rockwell. Rockwell was designed back in 1934, and it still has a very recognizable and an iconic look today. This slab serif font comes across as playful even though it's a very geometric design. It's great for headers and also attention grabbing on designs like posters for example. Akzidenz-Grotesk was first crafted way back in 1896 and it was designed in Germany. Many regard this font as the best font ever created. It's inspired so many different fonts after it, and it's a very solid neutral font, and because of this, it fits into many different designs with ease. It makes an impact without actually dominating a design, which is a great trait for any font. The third font that you should be using is DIN 1451. Again, this was a German-based font designed back in 1931. It's quite a tall and a sophisticated sans serif font which was influenced by the Bauhaus period. It is elegant in nature, but also quite impacting in a subtle manner. When used correctly, this font is sure to make specific designs really stand out for all the right reasons. Sabon is a serif font that was based on the previous font, Garamond. It can work well for main body of text, but also headings, and its formal nature isn't too overbearing. It's a very popular font for book layouts. Our fifth font today that you need to be using is very popular indeed. Futura is somewhat controversial, but I think its elegant nature based around circular shapes is useful in the right situations. It is actually one of the most ripped off fonts in existence, and like most fonts, in the right situation it can work wonders for your designs. Typography is all about set and setting as well as an eye for design. The next font is Bebas Neue, and it's an awesome sans serif font. Bebas is a strong and a professional font, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a modern design that fits very well into the corporate world. The seventh must-have font today is Knockout. This font actually has 32 different weights, and this was created from the get-go. Because of its huge amount of weights, it has a wide spectrum of uses, and it creates balance within one font family. So check out all the different weights that Knockout has. Aileron is sometimes compared to Helvetica, but it's not as geometric and it's not as overused. I consider it to be more elegant than Helvetica, and it remains professional with a wide range of use. I do like this font design a lot, and it does have a lot of uses like I said. The second to last font that you need to be using is another serif font, Lora. Lora has a nice marriage between cursive serif and a linear serif, something that has been carried out very well indeed. It's a great creative font that would be very useful in the business world. The last font that you need to be using before we delve into the 10 worst fonts is Grotesque. This font is influenced by the geometric style of sans serif faces that were popular during the 1920s, yet it's been tweaked and designed to be brought up to date to the modern world. Now we're going to head into places many designers would not want to go, and that is to delve into the terrible fonts that you should never use. The first font that you should stay away from is Bradley Hand. This font used to be quite popular online, but it's become outdated and there are a zillion better handwritten fonts out there for you to choose. Handwriting should convey personality, but this font is too common to do that anymore. I'm not even sure how Black Oak became a font in the first place. If you're interested in art and design in any sense, this font should make you angry. And I think that's all that needs to be said about it, to be honest. Courier New is the third font that you need to stay away from. This font is good for extremely practical things like coding, but from a design and aesthetic point of view, it should be left well and truly alone. Impact is an interesting one because it's not actually a terrible font by nature. It has, however, suffered a fate that some actors do when they get typecast into a certain role. Impact is known as the meme font, and it's never going to lose that history of that name. Thus, it can never be taken seriously in most designs. The fifth font that you need to stay away from is Monotype Corsiva. It sounds nice, but it's not. It's a very ugly mix of handwritten fonts and a brush script style font. It looks like an amateur type font, and it should be trashed right away. Like Black Oak, Curlz doesn't need much to be said about it. It's simply just a terrible font. It's linked heavily to clip art back in the 1990s, which should say a lot about its nature. The seventh font for you to stay away from is Condensed Gothic. Can you read anything on the screen right now? That's a serious question, can you read anything? One of the main functions of typography is for the viewer to be able to read the lettering. This font can be used in an artistic kind of way for specific designs, but its legibility is very poor, so just stay away from it. The next font for you to keep away from should be obvious, and I'm sure you have this font on your computer, but please stay away from it. It's ugly, it's childish, and it's terrible, and it's just many bad things a designer doesn't want to have in their life. The last font today for you to stay away from is really obvious. I cannot have a terrible list of fonts without this one being involved, and that is Comic Sans. And yeah, there are 9 fonts today, not 10, I kind of miscounted. But it can be used for child products in a playful manner. However, it's gained such a hatred in the corporate world, you should find alternative fonts to use. So there are 10 fonts that you really should be using as a designer, and also 9 fonts to stay away from. If you like this kind of video, let me know in the comment section below, and of course, share this content on social media so other people can see it too. I'm going to make a video next week on how to choose a font for your designs, so stay tuned for that guys. Until next time, design your future today. Peace.